Hello, this is Mr. Stansberry. I'm going to take you through the notes on geometric sequences. At the end of this, you should be able to say, I can show that a sequence is geometric, find the formula for the general term, find a given term, and find if a given number is a term given a sequence of numbers. Okay, so first off, let's talk about what a geometric sequence is. Geometric sequence is a sequence in which each term can be obtained from the previous one by multiplying by the same non-zero number, which we call the common ratio, or R. Okay, so instead of adding like we do with arithmetic, in geometric you multiply. Okay, now, please note in here it says by multiplying, because sometimes the number is actually going down, so people often want to say, oh, I'm dividing by 2 each time. You don't want to say dividing by 2, you want to say multiplying by a half instead. So it's always what you're multiplying by, because that gives you your common ratio. Okay, a geometric sequence can also be referred to as a geometric progression. Okay, and then here's what the formula looks like. The general term, or nth term of a geometric sequence is u sub n, general term, where n is the term number, and then u sub 1 is the first term, just like we did in arithmetic sequences. And then the difference is we have r is the common ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. Okay, so let's put this into use here. Example 7, consider the sequence 162, 54, 18, and 6. Show that the sequence is geometric. So instead of subtracting one term from the second term from the first, since this is geometric, we are multiplying. So to undo that, we are going to divide. So we do, for A, we got 54 divided by 162. And then we're going to do 18 divided by 54. And then we're going to take 6 and divide it by 18. Okay, and each one of these, if you do this here, 54 divided by 162 gives us a third, right? And then guess what? Guess what 18 divided by 54 is? 1/3. And 6 divided by 18 is also 1/3. Okay, so we've shown that the sequence is geometric. We're going to find the general term, u sub n. So here's our general term. So u sub n is u sub 1, which is the first term, which we know is 162, times our rate. So we're really dividing by 3 each time, but remember, we want to say what we're multiplying by, not what we're dividing by. So we're actually multiplying by 1/3, and that's all to the n minus 1. Okay, and this is our formula. You don't ever want to simplify this here, because this 1/3 power here has to be, we have to take the power of this 1/3 before we multiply by 162. Sometimes these will have the same bases, like base 3, and you can simplify it that way. But for the most part, you just want to leave these alone and just let them be. All right, so we found our general term. Guess what? We're going to use that general term to find the 10th term as a fraction. So let's see, this was B. So we're going to do C. We got u sub, we're going to find the 10th term, equals 162 times 1/3 to the 10 minus 1 power. So our 10th term is simply going to be 162 to the 1 times the 1/3 power to, times 1/3 to the 9th power. So let's put that in our calculator, shall we? 162, and let's just do this, parentheses, 1. You can do 1 divided by 3 is fine, or you can do 1/3 as a fraction, either way. And then we're going to take that to the 9th power and hit equals, and we get that it's this 0.008203, but it says they want it as a fraction. We can push this button here and see if it gives it to us as a fraction. Oh, it does. Look, 2/243. U sub 10 equals 2/243 as a fraction. Okay, if that didn't work out, what you'd have to do is just do 1/3 to the 9th power, and you'd have 162 over that big number, and then you just have to simplify until you got down to 2/243. Okay, but that is our 10th term as a fraction. All right. Let's take a look at example 8. How about this? Before we look at example 8, let's take a quick video break, shall we?
Come on, Chewie! Come on, Chewie!
AJ, fist bump.
Go!
Nope. Okay, that's all we have for this section. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.